day everyone, I am Marjorie Miru and for today's video with my group mates, Jess Lista, Ayla Shing Armas, Jamaica Ella Milanyo, Glenn Rilano, and Jason Nabal, we will present our Field Study 2 which contains the Activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which we will discuss later including the title of each activity. Our CBAR seeks to develop possible solutions for figuring out the challenges affecting grade 10 Dalton students' behavior towards academic performance. For our Activity 1, which was entitled Writing an Action Research Plan, we prepare a research plan by describing on what we'll do to come up with an excellent classroom-based action research. In our action research plan, we will choose one class that encountered the challenges affecting behavior towards academic performance. In choosing the class, we will take into consideration their distinct characteristics and attributes which will serve as our respondents and suitable in our study. This chosen scenario will serve as our springboard for writing our CBAR. Before beginning our study, we will create a permission from listing the committee chair, panel members, advisor, and campus dean's acceptance. To accomplish this, we will create a list of the chapter and subheading names from our study along with our rating for each. We will also summarize our complete research project and we will create an abstract for our research paper. Our CBAR seeks to develop possible solutions for figuring out the challenges affecting grade 10 Dalton students' behavior towards academic performance. In our alternative solution, we struggled to come up with solutions to the problem we had witnessed or heard about. We spent some time coming up with it. We will offer some suggestions for alternatives to the intervention that will be used in our study in order to fulfill the needs of our research and the associated reaction. Aside from that, in the phase of objectives, the main goal of our study is to determine the challenges affecting students' behavior towards academic performance during the real learning process. We outline the beginning and the finish dates of our observation. Explain any special procedures that will be employed, such reading instructions to participants. Now, let's go to the presentation and interpretation of data. In this phase was difficult for us, but with the help of everybody in our team, the challenges of gathering data and making these parts have been reduced and it ended well. Now, in another phase, which is the findings, conclusions, and recommendations, we will present our interpretation of the results given in the data presentation and interpretation. We, as researchers, must add to knowledge by analyzing data, explaining results, and making inferences and recommendations that link directly to findings. Recommendations may include change in policy or practice, but should be within the context of the need for further study. We also include all of the authors of the book, articles, and research papers that we consulted for our research study in bibliography. We also have appendices and we included here all the additional resources we used to support our research in this section. After preparing our action research plan, the next step is to carry out our plan. We prepared the different parts of our CBAR based on what we have planned, focusing only on the indicated parts. The first part is the introduction. In today's generation, there are lots of factors that affects the learning of every student. Looking on these challenges, their academic performance is getting poor. This research was conducted to identify the challenges affecting the academic performance of grade 10 Dalton students in Infanta Integrated School, which would help provide suggestions that would promote a better academic performance that would interest the students in the study area. The second part is the identifying the problem or the statement of the problem, which was, number 1, what are the challenges affecting grade 10 Dalton students' behavior towards academic performance? Number 2, how does the behavior affect of the students their academic performance? Number 3, sometimes students are having side conversation with their seatmate during discussion. Number 4, students' behavior can be affected by health problems, personal or family problems, adjustment, or developmental issues. And let's go to the hypothesis. There is no significant difference in the effects of students' behavior with their academic performance. Now, let's go to the part 3, which is the generation of alternative solutions. Improving student behavior in the classroom is the first step in taking action to enhance academic performance and outcome. Even though it may seem difficult, teachers are crucial in fostering an environment that encourages learning, enhances student behavior, and create better academic performance. Now, the fourth part is the plan of action. Our action research seeks to identify the factors that affect students toward their academic performance. Generally, its goal is to understand the students and reflect on the situations that might affect on how they behave for their academic performance. We could say that we are enthusiastic during the action research since we felt so involved in what we were doing. We are aware of the need of completing a classroom-based action paper since it will not only help us to learn about our social context but also improve our ability to manage a classroom efficiently in the future. We are aware that enthusiastic is a virtue we should all strive for in all significant endeavors. Teaching must be filled with it because teacher enthusiasm sparks the curiosity of students and jumpstarts their motivation to learn. Now, let's go to our activity. To accomplish our activity 2, which is titled Making a Learning Environment Safe and Conducive, we interviewed our cooperating teacher named Sir Jumel B. Mirinto. Based from our observation, how a typical classroom is structured. A typical classroom is structured by observing that the classroom is safe and students can enjoy and focus on learning. Based from our observation, how do students communicate or interact during class? Students interact with others gently that time they were having a group activity for their performance task. They minimize their voices to understand each other. Construct your own set of rules and regulations that will make your learning safe and conducive. The following are the set of rules and regulations that we formulated in our learning environment. Number 1, always prepare yourself. Number 2, avoid from distraction in order to gauge learning. Number 3, avoid using gadgets during classes unless your teacher told so. Number 4, raise your hand if you want to answer or if you have a question. As a would-be teacher, how can we make environment safe and conducive to learners? As a future teacher, we can make the environment safe and conducive by providing and keeping our classroom clean and avoiding things that make hazard. I will encourage our students to keep our classroom judgment-free zone. We'll fix the classroom by providing a comfortable physical space where learners are able to sit comfortably, see and understand what their teacher is discussing as well as socializing with their fellow classmates. For our activity 3, which is entitled Focusing on Creating My Classroom Learning Management Plan. According to Sir Jumel, his classroom design is, I just keep it simple yet always clean, well ventilated and organized to make it conducive to learning. For the rules and discipline, he generalized school instruction. For his scheduling and organization, division of labor is applied by group. He assigned leader per group and empowered them to monitor their group members. For these instructional techniques, he differentiated instructions, teaching. Last, in communication, he maintained constant communication with them as part of guidance and monitoring. The set of ideals, values, beliefs, and goals are criteria for enabling a learning plan in the classroom. The criteria is to judge the quality of safety learning environment is the safety engagement, connectedness, and support. In designing our classroom to create an appropriate and effective learning environment are follows. Number 1, build a positive relationship. Number 2, arrange the physical environment. Number 3, provide a positive reinforcement. Number 4, be open to the feedback. Number 5, encourage collaboration. Number 6, use current curriculum and teaching methods. Number 7, and also create rules and regulations.
In our activity 4, which was titled as writing my first lesson plan, we observed the format of the lesson plan that was presented to us. Each component is related to other, and cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domain were changed as knowledge, skills, and attitudes in the new format. The parts of the lesson plan are objectives, which deals with the affective, cognitive, and psychomotor domain. Subject matter, which contains the topic, name, citation, materials needed, values included, and tactics. Evaluation, which contains the evaluation of student knowledge in the subject. And assignment, which is an activity to be accomplished at home. From our cooperating teacher, we requested for our lesson plan exemplars. In our respective specialization, he gave us the topic, kahalagahan ng economics sa pang-araw-araw ng pamumuhay. He began writing the lesson plan with the 3 objectives, which includes the lesson plan to students need to learn throughout the discussion, which followed by the outline of all the essential details of the lesson plan for subject matter, including the topic, references, and all the resources utilized. Then, he outlined the entire learning process, including all the tasks that must be accomplished, prayers, review of previous lesson, students' response, lesson 4 evaluation, and assignment. Looking at the model presented to us, we found out that the easiest part to accomplish in the lesson plan is the objectives and materials, while the procedure, assessment, differentiation, and closure is the difficult ones. For our activity 5, which was titled as delivering my lessons and selection and utilization of various teaching aids. The digital teaching aids that utilized was the slide presentation. That digital teaching aids makes teaching visually appealing and relevant to the learners. But the problem is the text on the slides can't readable if you're sitting at the back. It caught the attention of the students and allowed them to learn information quickly. Overall, using the non-digital and digital resources was effective because there was an interactive response of the students. If we are given a chance to redemonstrate, we will speak louder for them to hear us clearly and boost our confidence. And if we will going to demonstrate it in a classroom, we will apply digital applications like blogs, videos, podcasts, ebooks, flyers, and other digital art in a way on how they find learning as very interesting. The class time in classroom can be used for brainstorming session, discussion, and many more. In our activity 6, which is the grading system in DepEd school forms, we learn about the K-12 grading system, electronic class record, template, and DepEd schools form. The school form 1, or also called as the school register, it is the master list of enrollment and to be prepared by a class advisor, and the mode of preparation is through the LIS, and it is scheduled on the beginning of the school year. The school form 2, which is known as the learner's daily class attendance, is the records of attendance or tardiness and to be prepared by the class advisor. And the mode of preparation is partially through the LIS and manual, and it is scheduled to be done daily. Third, the school form 3 are the books issued and returned. It is the list of books by the title issued to return by the learners and to be done by the class advisor partially through the LIS and manual, and is scheduled by the beginning of the school year and the end of the school year. Fourth, the school form 4, which is the summary enrollment and movement of learners, which is the enrollment count transferred in or out and drop out by grade level, to be prepared by the school head and through the LIS, which is scheduled monthly. Fifth, the school form 5, which is the list of promoted or retained by the class and is to be prepared by the class advisor through the LIS and is scheduled at the end of the year. Next is the school form 6, summary report on promotion or the number of promoted or retained by grade level. It is to be prepared by the class advisor through the LIS and is scheduled at the end of the school year. Seventh, the school form 7 or the inventory of the school personnel, which is the list of personnel by the school head, and the mode of preparation is manual and original design in human resource information system. It is scheduled at the end of the year up to the end of the school year. 8. The school form 8 or the learner basic health and nutrition profile for learning assessment of body mass index, and to be prepared by the class advisor or MAPI teacher through LIS and is scheduled to be done at the beginning of the school year and end of the school year. 9. The school form 9 or the learner's progress report card is the individual academic, behavioral, and attendance by quarter, formerly the Form 138, to be prepared by the class advisor manually and is scheduled quarterly. School Form 10 or the learner's permanent academic record is the individual academic record by quarter in a school year to be prepared by the class advisor manually at the end of the school year. We prepare to use the e-class recording, computing the grade of student, than doing it manually, because it gives the teacher an important trading information in evaluation on which class according upgrade are now more reliable and efficient. Employing the systematic approach makes the sheet clean and accurate. School forms are needed to be accomplished because the forms are needed for the next school year. If we didn't accomplish the school forms and specified schedule, there will be a problem to the next enrollment, and the school may not allow the student to join the school unless he submitted all school forms needed for his enrollment. Each of the school forms from school form 1 up to school form 10, and that is our presentation for our FS2. Thanks for watching.